Hello, everyone. This is Christine.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. You can't see me, can you?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
And they've changed the specs somewhere.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. I just want to make sure we give everyone time to get on. And I'm just going to ask that you remain on mute for the presentation, and then we'll do some questions at the end.
That should be in the process. Okay. Programs.
All right, everyone. It looks like the number keeps going up, so I'll just give it another few seconds here. All right, let's get started just because I want to make sure we have enough time to cover everything. So thank you all so much for joining us for this Getting Ready webinar for Mohawk Valley Gives. Just a couple housekeeping notes before we get started. This webinar is being recorded right now, so you will be able to revisit this presentation at your convenience, or if there was anyone from your team that you wanted to share this with, we will be sending it out probably later today, if not tomorrow morning. And we'll also send a copy of this slide deck as well. Everyone is on mute right now. And if you can, please try to keep it that way for the remainder of the presentation. If you do have questions throughout, please enter those into the chat box. And we're going to set aside some time at the end to go through all of those questions. So with that, let's jump in. I've got our agenda laid out here for today, what we'll be covering. So we'll go through some of the basics of Mohawk Valley Gives, the registration process, how you go about creating your profile. And then we'll tell you a little bit about, you'll hear me mention GiveGab quite a few times throughout the presentation. So we have a representative from GiveGab on the call to introduce the firm to you. And then we'll go through some next steps as we approach the registration phase that'll be opening, and then we'll go into a Q&A. So first and foremost, as you may know, we announced Mohawk Valley Gives to the public for the first time last Wednesday. So Mohawk Valley Gives, if you aren't super familiar, is a 24-hour day of giving powered by the Community Foundation. We decided to put on this Giving Day as a way to commemorate our 70th anniversary this year. You know, we've had all these great relationships with nonprofits, with donors, with the community. So we're really trying to bring all of that together for this Giving Day. So registered nonprofits will be able to create a unique fundraising profile to market and share with their supporters. Any IRS recognized nonprofit serving the Mohawk Valley is eligible to participate. And you'll have the opportunity to double your impact through matches, challenges, and cash prizes. The cash prizes will be awarded all throughout the day on September 20th. That's probably an important piece that I forgot to mention. So Mohawk Valley Gives will take place on September 20th, 2022. So this is really the kickoff to that. We will be accepting donations early, so starting September 1st and ending on September 30th. But the real push for donations is going to be on that September 20th Giving Day. And any activity that happens on that day is what will enable you to win those cash prizes, meet those matches, meet those challenges. And last but not least, we will be providing you with tools, trainings, resources, all different types of graphics, pre-written content at your fingertips that your organization will be able to use to essentially make the most of the Giving Day. So what are some of the benefits for your organization to participate? One of the key ones is obviously raising awareness of your organization. So probably all of us on the call, what do we want more than anything? We want to get our name out there. We want the community and, you know, potential donors to know who we are, what we do, how they can help. And Mohawk Valley Gives is really a unique opportunity to do just that. Second, engaging existing supporters and the opportunity to gain new ones. So participating in Mohawk Valley Gives provides the opportunity for your organization to re-engage and strengthen relationships with your existing supporters, as well as the opportunity to gain new ones. So of course, all of our organizations all throughout the year are doing different types of, you know, tactics and strategies to reach out to our donors. And this is just a unique way to do that. Also, motivating donors to make a greater impact with matches and challenges. So because there's going to be all of these types of incentives on the big day, this is an incredible motivator for donors, just letting them know that their dollar is essentially going to go further and, you know, really make September 20th a success. Expanding your online and social media presence. This one is huge because we see this Giving Day as being very social media heavy for not only the community foundation, but all of the participating nonprofits. It's one of the best ways, in my opinion, to get the word out. And so we'll be providing a lot of graphics, like I said, and different things that you can use to promote yourself on social media for the day. That leads right into learn and deploy new marketing strategies. So maybe there is something that you've been wanting to try, but you know, haven't quite done it yet. This is a great opportunity to, you know, kind of test different avenues, test different tactics to reach out to your donor base and, you know, get them involved in this way. Also engaging your staff, board, and supporters. So we do have a board member toolkit in addition to the nonprofit toolkit. There's a board member toolkit that you can use to get a lot of your board members involved in the Giving Day. There's a lot of different roles that they can play. And we'll get into that probably not in this presentation, but at a future training, which I'll talk about in just a couple moments. And also, we recommend utilizing the Giving Day to reach other internal goals. So Mohawk Valley Gives can be a way for your organization to, if you have a project coming up that is, you know, really needs funding and, you know, to get it off the ground, or if you have like a program that you're trying to launch, or just basic needs to keep your organization up and running, use Mohawk Valley Gives to promote those things. We'll get on to the next slide. So is Mohawk Valley Gives right for all nonprofits? So this is something that only your organization can determine. So I will say, although we are providing you with all of the tools that you will need, there still should be someone from your organization who can dedicate some time and effort to this day. Donors and staff should be pretty comfortable working in an online environment. And if they're not, then maybe this isn't the right fit. But we really, really hope that because we are making it so simple and because, you know, it's just a simple credit card form for them online. Everyone is typically pretty used to that in today's day and age. We really hope that even smaller nonprofits will be able to make the most of this online fundraising day. So let's jump into, that was just the basics. Let's jump into registering for Mohawk Valley Gives. First and foremost, just some important dates that you'll want to remember. So registration doesn't open today. It opens on Monday, May 23rd, so a couple weeks from now, and it'll close on Monday, August 1st. We will be sending out reminders via email. You'll see it on social media. So we'll make sure that you know and remember that May 23rd is the day to go to givemv.org to register. And then profile completion will be on Friday, August 12th. You will have the opportunity to make changes to your profile after that date. We just want to make sure that any nonprofit that is registered has a profile that is in good shape and essentially ready for donors to view come September 1st, because that's when they will be able to see your profile. Finally, we will be doing a final steps event on Tuesday, August 16th. So this event won't be open to all nonprofits. It'll only be open to those that have registered and are committed to participating. So that'll be a chance for us to answer any last minute questions you have, go through some tactics that your organization can be employing for their campaign, and just making sure that everyone is ready for the big day. So to register for Mohawk Valley Gives on September 23rd, you will start by navigating to the website, which is givemv.org. So if you were to head over there right now, you wouldn't see this blue button, register your nonprofit. That's hidden right now, but once the registration phase kicks off, that button will be right there. So that's what you would click on. After selecting register, you'll then be taken to the organization search page. If you've participated in a giving day with GiveGab in the past, which maybe you have not, you will see your organization appear when you start typing the name. And then from there, you can just select participate. If your organization is new to GiveGab or for some reason not appearing in the search, there will be a little button that says add my organization, and that's what you'll click on. So when you go to add your organization, you will be asked some basic information, name, address, and then you will be asked to upload a logo. And as you'll see right here, I learned this the hard way. The dimensions for the logo are 300 by 300. So it is best to have your logo prepped and ready for this, because if you try to upload a logo that's much larger or smaller in size, it doesn't fit right and it doesn't look right. So if you do need any help with that, reach out to us. We would be happy to assist. From there, you will then be taken to the registration survey. So everyone has to complete this survey, whether you have participated with GiveGab before or if you have not. So this is really just some basic questions that we'll ask. We are going to want to establish here a primary contact that we can reach out to for anything Mohawk Valley Gives related. And so once you submit this survey, the community foundation team will be notified, and we will then go ahead and review and let you know if any additional information is required in order for you to become approved to participate. So it won't be instantaneous, like you won't be able to start getting at your profile right away. There is an approval process that takes place. So we're hoping to review these weekly, and you'll be able to monitor your registration status in the back end, which I can show you a little later on. I don't think I have mentioned this yet, but it is totally free to register, to participate. There's no cost to your nonprofit to do so. So let's talk through, that was the registration. Let's talk through completing your profile. So once you have completed registration, you will be taken to what we call your Giving Day dashboard. So this is going to be the home base for managing your profile on Mohawk Valley Gives. These are just some key items that, some key areas that you'll want to update to make your profile Giving Day ready. The items that have the green check box are ones that are complete, and the ones that are in blue still have to be addressed. We recommend that all of these be in green once your profile goes live. And over the next couple minutes, I'll cover each one of these steps a little bit more in depth. So the first step is to add your organization's information. This is pretty basic. Your logo, website, you can add different causes that your organization is involved with. You can also upload, I'm not sure if it pre-populates here based off of the registration survey, but here is where you would also upload a logo 300 by 300 in dimensions. The top three causes here are very important, and I just want to pull up something. So there is a cause-based search. As you'll see, this is where a donor would go to basically find an organization that they want to support, and they can search by cause. So it's very important that you enter those because it'll make it easier for them to find you. All right, curating your story. So once you've filled out the basic information, you'll move on to this next step. In this section, you'll be prompted to add a cover photo right here, and it does give the dimensions. Set a monetary goal, and this doesn't need to be displayed. This can just be for internal purposes as well. And then tell the story of why your organization is participating, both through words and through visuals. I do want to take a moment just to stress the importance of adding, a very thoughtful story to your Giving Day profile. So there might be donors that come across, your organization on our site, and maybe they're not familiar with you or they want to learn more. So testimonials, firsthand accounts from beneficiaries, even a letter from your president making a personal request for support. Those are all great examples of ways to kind of make an emotional appeal, if you will, to your audience for support. There is also the opportunity to add a video if you wanted to. If you had any type of like YouTube video, there is a video URL. So I just want to make it known, this is like the heart of your profile. So very, very important, and not something that you would want to just, leave blank. All right. I am now going to just pause for a moment and hand it over to Kian from GiveGab, who's going to just go through the next couple slides about getting verified on GiveGab.
Hi, everyone. Like Kayla said, my name is Kian, and I work with GiveGab, which I will, in a few slides, I will go over exactly kind of who we are to you. But I wanted to talk through, because this is a very important part of your profile. One of the most important steps, it's getting verified to receive your donations on GiveGab. Just without completing this step, your organization will not be able to receive donations on the Giving Day. So there's just a few different components to becoming verified on GiveGab, which I'll just talk through now. The first is the state attestation compliance. Just in order to fundraise on GiveGab, your organization must attest to compliance with state charitable solicitation laws. And more information on what this means for your organization can be found on your bank account and verification page, which will be in your personal profile or in our FAQs on GiveGab. And then next, you'll be requested to provide some basic information about your organization, such as the legal name, DBA name, and address, as well as banking information for where your donations should be deposited. And additionally, you'll be required to provide information for an organization representative. The organization representative should be someone who has both administrative access to your GiveGab profile, as well as some sort of oversight to your organization's bank account. This does not need to be the bank account holder by any means. It's just someone, not a volunteer who just might be helping out for the giving day, but someone who is consistently with your organization. Additional information about who the organization representative should be and what they will need to be provided can be found in our help center on GiveGab. And then just for one thing that we want to call attention to is that recently financial regulators have begun enforcing additional verification requirements. Payment regulations like these aim to create a safer, more secure financial ecosystem by helping prevent crimes like money laundering, fraud, and tax evasion. When providing this information, you'll be doing it through Stripe, which is our payment processor, and it has the highest level of PCI compliance available, which I know doesn't mean much, but it just means that they're very, very secure. So don't feel stressed about putting your information in there. They're a very secure organization. And then when prepping your profile for Mohawk Valley Gives, it's very important to complete this step as soon as possible. So not to risk leaving it for the last minute. It can take up to 7 days to fully verify your organization. And we just want to make sure you have plenty of time to provide any additional information that may be requested in order to become verified to receive your donations. And then the next one, beautiful. And then this is just a little quick overview of what the bank account and verification page looks like, with the three major components of verification: the state charitable solicitation attestation, the EIN verification, and the bank account and org representative verification. We have a very large, beautiful help center with support articles to answer any questions you may have about the process of setting up verification, as well as if you're having any problems. I'll kind of go over this later as well, but in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen when you're on GiveGab, you'll see a little blue chat bubble that you can chat into at any time, and people on the other side, our great customer success team will be able to help you through any questions that you may have as well. Kayla, I will toss it back to you.
Had to unmute. Thank you so much. All right, I will pick it back up with, so the next step here is to add donation levels. So these donation amounts can be tied to a specific program cost or organization expense. And these are really to just help donors visualize the impact that their gift will have. And don't be afraid to get very specific with the amounts as well. For example, if you are, an SPCA and it costs $35.85 to provide vaccines for a litter of kittens, that would make a great donation level. And also donors will always have the option to donate a custom amount as well. So just because you have these donation levels doesn't mean that, a donor can't go on here and choose to do their own thing. It's important to note that these donations will come to you as unrestricted funds to use as you wish. But these levels are really, like I said, just to give donors more of an idea of how they can help and what their gift is going to be going towards. All right, so adding a thank you message. This is a custom thank you message that will be included on your donor's tax deductible receipt. and is the first point of contact from your organization to the donor after they've made their donation. You will want to ensure that this is filled out with a personalized thank you message, including a video or a photo like they did here of the dog, is great if possible. And these thank you emails will automatically come from your organization representative that you've established as an extra kind of personal touch point to donors. So the last little checkbox here you'll see is adding fundraisers. So we'll get into a little bit more about fundraisers. You'll hear this term a lot. So we call it peer-to-peer or P2P fundraisers. So this means you're basically asking your existing supporters to reach out to their networks on your behalf to raise awareness and funds for your organization. This step is optional. You don't have to do it. But organizations that use P2P, peer-to-peer fundraising for their giving strategy tend to raise more funds on average than those who don't. So each peer-to-peer fundraiser sets up their own unique page to collect donations, and their totals that they've raised will roll right up into your totals for the giving day. While each fundraiser is encouraged to set up their own profile, we do understand maybe there's certain fundraisers that may not have the time or know how to do this. So in this case, we do make it easy for you to update the profiles for them. So you can also do that yourself. Let's see. We do have a ton of great information here. You'll see on the givemv.org website, there is a trainings page, and there's a lot of helpful, videos and webinars there. And one of them is specific to this peer-to-peer fundraising. So be sure to, if you have time, watch that. So this is an example of a completed P2P fundraising page. As you can see, this person has uploaded a profile image here to kind of help personalize their profile. They've also set a goal that you can kind of see right here of $500, and this will keep going up as monies are raised. They've also entered a custom video explaining why they're passionate about fundraising for this cause and a little blurb. So this page is fully built out. They don't need to add a video. They could add a photo of, something, a reason why they love this organization. But other than all of these personalized components that I've mentioned, the rest of this page is pretty much branded towards your organization and pulled in from your giving page, like these donation levels here. All right, so in addition to those 6 key steps that we just walked through, there are a ton of additional tools to help you manage your giving day right from the dashboard. So these are just some of them. There are donation tools where you can add offline donations. So if someone sent in a check, you can add that here. You'll also have the opportunity to manage the donations that come in and embed a donate button on your website or somewhere that of your choosing. This get prepared section down here is pretty important. This is where you'll find a lot of those webinars and trainings that I was just talking about, as well as the Giving Day Toolkit. And then like Kian mentioned, this chat here for GiveGab is helpful in case you're doing anything in your profile and you can't seem to figure it out. They are always available and we are always available. So just keep that in mind. And then these are just some other actions where you can, view your registration information, engagement opportunities, and view your profile as you're working on it. This down here is probably one of the most important parts. This is the link that you can use to share your page. So whether you're doing that on social media or if you are sending an email to your board or to your donors, this is the page that you'll want to share that will take them right to your profile. So let me just show you an example of a completed profile, since that's what we've been talking about. This is for a different giving day, but just so that you can kind of get a feel for it. So they did add a cover photo up here, as well as their logo. And then they have the option here, if a donor were to come here, they could donate or they could fundraise. So the fundraising would bring them to a page where they could then, create a fundraiser. They did establish some great giving levels here and a description for each, so that you know what this $10 or $15 or $50 will make possible, essentially. And then you can choose, they can also choose their own amount. And here's the story, the heart of your page. They added a little graphic here. So it seems like a lot when we're talking about it, but once you get all of the components into this page, it's really, really very simple. And that's something that I just want to stress in this, is that we're trying to keep it as easy as possible. And this GiveGab platform makes it very, very easy for everyone. All right, so what's next? I just want to highlight this feature that is going to help you to take your Giving Day efforts to the next level. So each organization has the opportunity to step up their Giving Day fundraising with matches. So matches are an opportunity for you to secure additional funds in advance of Mohawk Valley Gives to help incentivize donor participation on the day of. So for example, if you were to receive, a $2,000 gift from a major donor or sponsor, you could then ask them if you can use this as a match for Mohawk Valley Gives. And that'll mean that, every dollar up until that $2,000 amount will be matched. So a $25 gift would become 50, a $50 gift would become 100, and so on and so forth. So you can also, there's also something called challenges. So it is kind of confusing, matches and challenges. The challenges, you can set a goal, like say 50 donors. When your organization reaches 50 donors, that $2,000 gift will be added to your Giving Day totals. These are just really, really great ways to engage your supporters, especially your peer-to-peer fundraisers, and kind of give them some incentives for giving. This is just, I just want to emphasize, so matches are very, very effective. And, organizations who have a match on average tend to raise 4.5 times more than those who don't. So same with the fundraisers. It's really important that your organization makes use of these tools for the Giving Day. And be sure to promote your match. So that's probably the most important part. If you have established a match, go out there and promote that, because it'll make potential donors, your current donors, know that their dollar is going to go that much further. Before we move on, I've mentioned this a couple times, the nonprofit toolkit. So this is a valuable resource for your Giving Day needs. It includes everything from communication templates, so like pre-written emails that you can send out to donors, to your board, to your volunteers, to your staff, anyone you can think of, downloadable graphics, resources for your fundraisers, again, volunteers, as well as a ton of on-demand training videos to help you prepare for the Giving Day. So we encourage that you explore this. I will open it up quick just so you can kind of get a look at it. So there's different phases here. So getting started, obviously, this is where you're going to go to register, where you can find the trainings, including the one today, some of the key dates leading up to Mohawk Valley Gives. And then here's some information about peer-to-peer fundraisers. There's a communications guide. I couldn't recommend this more. It's very, very helpful. It essentially is a guide to tell you what to do, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, 4 weeks leading up to the day. It outlines everything that you could possibly want and can be doing. So will be using this internally as the community foundation, and we highly, highly encourage your organization to do the same. Building board support, this is where you can find that board toolkit. Social media tips and tricks. There's a ton of pre-written Instagram, Facebook, Twitter posts that you can literally just copy and paste. Same thing for the sample email content. You just have to plug in like your organization's name and like the link to your profile. Graphics and downloads. This is probably my favorite part, just because I'm a visual person. So the logos, we've got some social media backgrounds. If you do anything virtually, there's a couple Zoom backgrounds as well. Social image shares. So these are sized for Instagram. And then we've got like some badges here that you can utilize. Really, really great stuff. A thank you card. Take some time to explore after this. That's kind of why so registration doesn't open until the 23rd, and this will really give you some time to get in givemv.org and explore, take a peek around and see what we have to offer here for you. All right, so I'm going to hand it back to Kian to go through who GiveGab is.
Hello again, everyone. So basically, Kayla, if you want to move on to the next slide, it's kind of who is GiveGab. So we are kind of your technology partner where we provide the platform where you will register for and complete the profile for your giving day. A fun fact, I did see a question about this. I know some people may have participated in another giving day on the GiveGab platform. So each year you are going to be able to log in and use the same account on GiveGab, and will manage your participation in the giving day. As well as you can copy that profile over from previous years. So you're not starting from scratch every year. I know that right now it's like a big push to create that profile, but you do have the option in future years to just copy over the profile, make some changes, and you're good to go. You are doing all the heavy lifting right now. Our mission is to just make it incredibly easy for fundraising to professionals to be great at their jobs. We just want to make sure to just make this as easy and enjoyable a process as possible. And not only do we strive to make your experience of participating in Mohawk Valley Gives as seamless as possible, we're also dedicated to providing the ultimate donor experience. In addition to providing secure, reliable, and easy to use method of donating, all donors are automatically receipted immediately upon making their donation. And then here at GiveGab, we just encourage you to think of us as an extension of your team. As such, we provide a dedicated support team to help you, your peer-to-peer fundraisers, and your donors with any questions that you may have about the platform. In addition to providing email and chat support during regular business hours, we offer an extensive help center where you can easily find answers to your questions 24/7. No question is too big or too small for our support team. If you have any technical questions about registering, or if you just simply want someone to offer some feedback on filling out your profile, our team is here to help. And I know that you are just hearing the name GiveGab, some of you for the first time, but just want to let you know we're also excited that we are becoming Bonterra. We have been acquired by another company, but no fears. It does not change your participation in Mohawk Valley Gives or impact any of the tools that we've reviewed today in the webinar. And you'll continue to receive the same customer love and support. Just if you see the name Bonterra in the future, that is us. The next slide is kind of talking about our donation security. And one of GiveGab's top priorities is security and reliability. And to ensure this, GiveGab partners with Stripe, which I mentioned before was a level 1 payment processor for secure donation processing. Donor payment information is never revealed or saved within GiveGab, but instead securely passed through Stripe for processing. When a donor gives to your organizations, funds are directly deposited into your bank account within 5 to 7 business days. And I was talking before, you got to get verified on GiveGab to receive those donations. But once you are verified, you can accept, we call them ACH transfers if your bank account allows you to. So it'll be like direct, like bank account to bank account processing. And then when setting up your direct deposit, your information will be securely passed through Stripe and verified through them as well. And then additionally, GiveGab verifies that all participating organizations are verified as IRS and state recognized nonprofits. By doing this, we ensure that donors can feel confident that they are giving to who they think they are. And then just simple donation processing. We provide simple donation processing to ensure that the donor experience is as easy as possible. All major credit cards are accepted. And additionally, donors who are giving over $100 can make their gift by logging directly into their online bank to take advantage of lower processing fees. But I'll talk a little bit about that later. And then when exploring Mohawk Valley Gives, donors will have the option to add donations to their gift basket. This provides them an easy way to keep track of organizations that they want to give to while exploring additional organizations throughout the site. When it comes time to check out, they'll have the option to easily view their gift basket and complete their donations. And then we process all our transactions through Stripe. And then I'm going to say it one more time, but they're a PCI level 1 compliant payment processor. This is the absolute highest level of compliance available. And although our donation process is simple, fun, and easy to use, we understand questions can come up. We understand how important it is to have support available during the critical moments of a donor actually making their gift. And because of this, we have chat support available right within the donation form for easy access to our support team every step of the way. And just so you are all aware, on the day of your Giving Day, September 20th, your donors will have kind of priority access to our chat team. They are put to the top of the list. So any problems, they will come through immediately to our team so we can get them resolved as quickly as possible. Moving on. Transparent donations. Just when donors give through Mohawk Valley, they will have the option to cover the donation processing fees in the last step of the donation form. While this is optional, we find historically 65 to 75% of donors cover fees during a giving day. And to be honest, within giving days that I have seen occurring within the past few months, that number has even been higher. Donors are very excited to be giving and happy to cover the fees to make sure that their donation goes even further towards the organization. And then although there's always a cost to raising funds online, donors are not always aware of these costs. By providing transparency around fees, most donors are willing to cover them to ensure that the recipient organization receives 100% of their intended donation. So the next slide, this is kind of the breakdown of the fees that will be applied to the donations. So when making a gift via credit card, the fees for making a gift on Mohawk Valley Gives are a 3.5% platform fee plus a 2.5% plus 30-cent transaction fee. This equals a total of 6% plus 30 cents when making a donation via credit card. For any donations over 100, donors have the option to give via credit card or via direct ACH. This means they'll have the option to connect their online banking account to make a gift directly from there to Mohawk Valley Gives. And the fees associated with this method are 3.5% platform fee, just like the credit card one, plus a flat $3 bank for a total of 3.5% plus $3. So donors who are giving in larger amounts appreciate having this option because it definitely helps them save on fees. And then on this slide, you can see an example of our awesome gift basket feature, and donors can add organizations to their gift basket to keep track of where they'd like to give those as they browse the site, and donors can add organizations to their gift basket by selecting that option on each organization's profile, or there is an add another organization right within the donation form. And it just makes it super easy for donors to support multiple organizations in one smooth transaction. So they don't need to go through and donate multiple times. It can happen all at once within that gift basket. And then once donors make their donation, they will immediately receive a thank you email that comes from your organization's main contact listed in GiveGab. Like we mentioned, this letter can be customized to include a special message from your organization. You can embed it in a video or photo like Kayla was talking about. And then because the thank you email will include your organization's EIN and donor's donation amount, this serves as a tax-deductible receipt to your donors. So they don't need to go back in and prove anything. It's right there in their email, all the information that they would need. And then I know we've talked a lot about that little blue chat bubble. These are just all the different ways that we support you, and any questions you have about registering or participating in Mohawk Valley Gives. So we have that dedicated customer success team that is available to help answer any questions that may come up at any time throughout this process, in addition to hundreds of support articles that are available online 24/7. We also have an extensive blog where you can find tips, tricks, and strategies to take your giving day to the next level. And you can get in touch with our customer success team. You can just send us an email at customersuccess@givegab.com, or simply write into that little blue chat bubble with your question. Our team is here to help you succeed. So remember that no question is too big or too small to ask. Wanted to give a little caveat to that blue chat bubble. Right now, if you are looking to get started, once you're registered, getting in, right now we're in a pretty crazy time of year with lots of giving going on. So it may take them a little bit of time to get back to you, but rest assured you are on their docket. But any questions, if you reach out to Kayla, she's also able to reach out with me if you're running into issues that you would really like resolved as quickly as possible. I am also here as another tool for you guys to use for your giving day, and I'm happy to help. But I think now I'm going to hand it back over to Kayla.
Thank you so much. All right. So just a couple of next steps here. Over the next few weeks before registration starts, please take some time to do the following. If you haven't already, as an individual or as your organization, please follow the Community Foundation on social media. I put the little at Foundation HOC up on the screen. Take this meeting back, take Mohawk Valley Gives, the idea for it, back to your team internally, and meet to discuss and just really decide if this is something that your organization is interested in doing. Assess different things that you have going on. I know every organization is different, but we really hope that Mohawk Valley Gives is going to help further anything that you have going on, or any big projects coming up. Also, be sure to watch your inbox for important emails from the Community Foundation. This will pretty much be our main method of contact with you as we prepare for the Giving Day. And we want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Also, please be sure to, once you register, sign up for the upcoming Final Steps webinar on August 16th. And take some time, like I said, to explore the Mohawk Valley Gives nonprofit toolkit with all of those resources. And last but not least, prepare to register for Mohawk Valley Gives starting on May 23rd. I did see a question in the chat about sending the registration survey questions. I can certainly, if you're interested in that, I can definitely get that for you. On the next slide here, we have established an email address that is specific to this event, just so that we can keep everything kind of contained in one area. So if you have a question for the Mohawk Valley Gives team, me and Nick and Ellie, the rest of our development team, we will be monitoring this. So please email us with any questions that you have or requests that you have about the event now, or even as we get closer to September 20th. So I guess at this point, I would like to open it up for questions. I know we have had some questions popping up in the chat here. And I'll take some time right now to read those. And then if you have any, please feel free to type those in as we're going through. So it looks like we have a question from Sheila. Kian, maybe you can answer this. Does GiveGab integrate with Blackbaud?
I need to unmute myself. Unfortunately, we do not. And I saw a question about Fundraise up as well. We are separate companies, so your donations that would come through GiveGab would just be through GiveGab. We don't integrate with either of these companies, unfortunately.
Thank you. Let's see. It looks like we've got a question here from Layla. So this is a great opportunity as outreach will be strong. My concern is donor burnout. We have several fundraising events right before an annual Giving Q4. We do a big push for Giving Tuesday, etc. Any advice? It looks like a couple others were thinking about this as well. Nick, do you have any insight to share?
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts. This is something that we've discussed extensively because this Mohawk Valley Gives initiative is not meant to offset other fundraising efforts or events for your organization. This is really meant to be complementary and also perhaps engage maybe some donors that have lapsed or some new constituency. And we believe that the success is really going to be driven through the promotion of the prize pool and the challenges. Giving Tuesday is a wonderful international event now. It's kind of been embedded in the nonprofit sector, but you have to go out there and find matches to encourage your donors to give that day, if that's even a strategy you employ. This Mohawk Valley Gives initiative has that built right in. So we feel that through the generosity of the sponsors and the funds at the community foundation that are going to be putting up the prizes to make this a success, that message can really be successful when you're talking to your donors about choosing to give on September 20th. Lee, you also mentioned year-end appeals. I see this as a great opportunity to actually get a head start on your year-end appeal. Why have to wait till November and December when there's all competition from every one of the nonprofits in this room? Just imagine your mailbox around Thanksgiving time. Why not see if you can start that process to renew your donors in September while also educating them about Give in September, because this match could help our organization do so much more. So this again, Kayla mentioned several times throughout, this is really about messaging. The only other thing that I would say that separates this from the Giving Tuesday event is this is a local option, and you know how much our community embraces local. And that's something that we're really going to promote when we're meeting with our sponsors and having conversations about their involvement. It's all about promoting local. Supporting each other and the community of Herkimer, Oneida counties and the nonprofit sector, especially, we come together and support each other. So with all that said, I mean, everybody certainly probably has thoughts about this could interfere with your golf tournament or your gala. I think also those are different audiences. Again, maybe you can prove me wrong, but if I would love to take a conversation offline with any nonprofits that are concerned with this hurting their efforts, because this is really meant to be a benefit. And again, based on the data that we've reviewed, the folks at GiveGab have done this nationally, and they have community foundations all over the country that have offered this to their nonprofits, and they probably can emphasize some of the points about how this does not interfere with your golf tournament or your gala or your annual appeal. And again, we certainly don't want there to be concern. This is meant to be a positive. So with all that said, please reach out, share your thoughts. We will certainly be here to help refine any messaging. But look at this as an opportunity. It's a somewhat quiet time of the year. You're not going to be lost in the shuffle of Giving Tuesday in November when every other of the million nonprofits in America and internationally are trying to raise money as well. This is a great day to emphasize your donors to give local and help us achieve these matches to leverage and incentivize the support. So with all that said, I will throw it back to Kayla. I see a few more questions flying through, but please reach out. I'm going to put my email and my cell number in the chat as well. So anybody who needs to get in touch with me, please feel free at any time. But thanks for listening to me.
Thank you, Nick. That was great. And I think you hit the nail on the head as far as, everything, the benefits of participating. And we did have a question in the chat. Could you reiterate what the benefit of participating in this Giving Day versus another? And I think Nick really brought that home. It's so important. I mean, this is local, and we are going to be doing our part. Obviously, the Community Foundation is going to be promoting the heck out of Mohawk Valley Gives. We've already got some plans in place as far as we're going to be doing some TV promotion, billboards, obviously social media. We're going to have this thing all over the place. So we'll be spreading the word about it. And then we just need our nonprofit partners to be on board also and, be promoting it as well. And, leading back to your organization, we're also going to be, there's details that still have to be kind of hashed out, but we will be engaging our donor advised fund holders in this Giving Day as well. But yeah, I think also I didn't hit on the prize component of this as much as I probably should have. So there will be a page on givemv.org. I'm not sure when it will go up, but probably closer to the Giving Day, that will list out all different types of prizes that your nonprofit can win on the Giving Day. So we'll establish all different types of criteria with local businesses, sponsors, some of our funds, the Community Foundation, obviously. We'll have prizes for the most donors, the most dollars raised. We might even get down to some cause specific prizes or location specific prizes. So there's a lot that goes into it. And those prizes are totally at our discretion to kind of come up with the criteria for. So we're really going to try to have a nice mix of all different types of prizes and make it so that anyone has the opportunity to win those. And those are all cash prizes. I see a couple here asking about the video. So this is being recorded right now, and we will send it out later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Let's see, a question from Sheila. Bassett Healthcare Network has a few different entities within Mohawk Valley, including Little Falls Hospital, Valley Health Services, Valley Residential Services. Would we have to build a profile and promote each entity that has its own EIN number? Kian, do you know the answer to that?
I think there'll be a couple of different options here. And I know Kayla and I are still talking through some of the logistics of what's kind of going to be enabled for you guys to be able to use. But right now we have something called support areas. So you could have Bassett Healthcare Network, and then underneath it, you can build your own support areas. It's kind of back in that slide with all the information that would be at the bottom. So you could kind of create a support area for the Little Falls Hospital, Valley Health Services, Valley Residential. So then people could donate to those specific areas underneath the Bassett Healthcare Network. So that way you don't need to create one for each individual organization. And then Kayla, I'm going to steal it for a second because I did see a couple of questions on match donor pay up, how they will pay. So that you would discuss with your own donor. So basically, from what I have seen, typically you would get a pledge or a check from your donor saying, hey, I have $2,000 to give. Either you want to use it in this way, but they would be paying you directly. It's not going to be via like an online donation. When you have a match set up and it's complete, that automatically is going to trigger like that $2,000 donation or the one-to-one matching. So if someone donates $10, you'll see a $10 offline donation come in, but you should have that money already in the back end because it's not going to get paid out to you since it was an offline donation, if that kind of makes sense.
Perfect. And there are, in that nonprofit toolkit as well, there are some videos on match challenges and all of the kind of specifics that come with it. So make sure to take a watch there, or reach out to the team if you do have specific questions, and we'll get you an answer. Do we have, it looks like we're right at the 11 o'clock mark, which is great. I thought we might go over. But are there any other last questions before we close everything out?
Kayla,
Yes.
this is Robert Schrader from the Herkimer County Humane Society. I just want to ask, we use GiveGab for the Staff Works fund for the Christmas. Are we already registered through GiveGab, being that we were part of that GiveGab?
Oh, yes, yes. So if your organization has participated in a giving day through GiveGab in the past, your organization should already be listed. So on September 23rd, when you go to register, you'll start typing in your organization's name. So Herkimer County Humane Society, and it should show up, and you can just click participate, and it'll take you, you still will have to complete our registration survey. But you'll be able to utilize the profile that you had used for Staff Works, and you can update that accordingly.
Okay, so we are, so being that with Anita, with Staff Works, we are already registered through GiveGab profile then.
You got it. Yep.
So
Okay.
your profile is created, but you do need to register specifically for Mohawk Valley Gives.
Correct, okay. And now,
Yeah.
is this just for Oneida and Herkimer County nonprofits?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're talking about Bassett, you're talking about they can only register for the ones located in Herkimer and Oneida County, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
No
I think it's gonna be a
problem.
good, I think it's gonna be a good thing.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Any money we can get for the Humane Society is much needed, shall I say.
Absolutely. It looks like we've got a question from Sheila. What kind of reporting will be available once the fundraiser is completed? Donor info, financial totals, etc. Kian, do you have any insight on that
so
one?
we
Sorry.
actually, no, you're good. So within your profile, there's going to be, you're going to see like a side column that has just a bunch of information on there. There is a financial reporting, like donation reports that you're able to download. You can see info from your donors. There's like a supporters tab that will let you know who's donated to your organization. There is a whole list of things over there to help with your reporting and reconciliation needs. But we can definitely in a future training maybe touch a little bit more on that, where you can find that, especially once everyone is registered and has their profiles kind of at least started and moving. You can kind of see where we can find that information.
Definitely, that sounds great. And I think for the training that we'll be holding in August, we can definitely add some information about that as well. All right, well, it looks like we've covered all of the questions that we have. I appreciate everyone sitting through this and your interest in Mohawk Valley Gives. Keep an eye out, like I said, for email communications. We'll be sending out a reminder come May 23rd so that you remember to register and are just staying up to date on everything Mohawk Valley Gives. On that note, I'll close everything out, and I appreciate your time today.